Hey, creative writing, it's Miss Smith. How you doing? Um, this is officially week 1 of your e-learning, and hopefully at this point you have watched 3. This is your 3rd video. You should have watched the first one, which is e-learning with Miss Smith, and it's explaining how all this works now. Like your grades and assignments and how to contact me and the magic and wonderful Zoom meetings. So the second video you should have watched was today's video, the daily video, Monday, March 30th, and it had all the information you need to know for today. So including to continue to log on to Edsby, which is probably how you got to this channel in the first place, and comment on the daily video. And so this makes video number 3. Video number 3 then will basically be specifically just for you. So on that video, which is this one, this video, we're going to talk specifically just for creative writing. So anything that is specifically just for creative writing will be on this playlist. So this particular kind of video, the weekly video that I do. So first things first, to remind you, yes, check your Edsby every single day. You never know what's going to be on there. Secondly, comment on the daily video. Really, really important. Thirdly, what day are we meeting on Zoom? Wednesday at 1. Okay, just a reminder, Wednesday at 1. So about 12:45, you're going to go back onto your Edsby and you're going to click that link. That link will specifically take you to a site, basically, and you can basically just go on from there and you meet me and all the rest of your classmates. So we can see your lovely faces and hear your voice again and get all your opinions. And that is going to be a really fun thing to do. So we're just going to kind of like touch base and connect and things like that. So Wednesday at 1. Okay, don't forget, that's basically your class meeting. So on Wednesday, we will connect and you'll be able to ask your questions in person, and there's a whole chat feature you'll be able to see. You can actually like type it up and ask it right away, or you can actually ask right in there. So it's going to be really good. Don't miss out. It's yes, it's part of your grade, but also, let's be honest, I miss you guys. Okay, seriously, I miss you guys. So anyway, so be planning for that. That's part of your weekly classes, as is this video, which is going to talk about what your assignment is for this week. So as you know, we have just finished up last quarter. We have just finished up movie writing. So movie writing, next evolution, of course, is fan fiction. That's right. You have come to the fan fiction part of our lovely course. I know I can hear some of the groans already from here, but fan fiction, as you are well aware, yes, does have some really, really bad writers, but it doesn't mean you have to be. Really, it doesn't mean you have to be. So here's what you're going to do. You are actually going to log on to fanfiction.net, fanfiction.net. Okay, there will be a link on Edsby. And you're going to go straight from fanfiction.net, and you're going to go ahead and sign up for an account. And there's a reason for that, because you can figure out where we're going in a minute. So fanfiction.net, sign up for account. Now, some of you guys may already have an account. Great, fantastic. We will all be connecting, and it's going to be great because you are going to have to know. First things first, number 1 is just know the fact that you're going to do a max of a teen rating, period, okay? Most of you are minors. We're just going to make it really safe. Teen rating is the highest you're going to go, okay? That means you should only be reading everything teen rating and below. There is actually a feature on fanfiction where you can actually, fanfiction.net, where you can actually set it for that. So go ahead and set it. Don't even worry about it, okay? It's for everybody's, believe me, it's for everybody's safety is, I guess, a good word. But definitely you don't want to go any higher than that. At least, no, you don't want to go any higher than that. So go ahead and sign up for your account. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and explore. So maybe you have a particular favorite movie. Maybe you want to look up one of the movies that we watched in class, or even last semester, or one of the, your favorite books. Maybe you really are a big Harry Potter. There's a whole bunch of Harry Potter fiction. There's a whole bunch of Star Wars fiction. There is a whole bunch of basically anything that exists, there's fan fiction for. You can even look at see what, like, the most fan fiction is, and it's really a lot of Harry Potter. I will just tell you that right now. But there's also other things. There's, if you've been interested in other things, Hunger Games and Divergent, and both the movies and the books, they're very, very popular. Someone even was publishing all sorts of things like Anna Green Gables, or there's all sorts of Netflix series, if you were into Stranger Things, or 13 Reasons. There's all sorts of fan fiction that's out there. So kind of like, if you see it in one place, it's probably a fan fiction. If you're like myself, a big like Jane Austen fan, there's a whole bunch of fan fiction for Jane Austen. Pride and Prejudice, and Sensibility, Emma, that was a recent movie, so maybe you saw that. Yes, absolutely, there's fan fiction. So my point is, I just want you to go out there and see what's out there. You will very quickly discover that the difference between bad fan fiction and good fan fiction. There is definitely some amazing writers out there. And when I read some fan fiction, I'm going, oh, I'm so excited, because there's going to be some really good future authors, and they're going to be able to really step out and do something. And honestly, sometimes I think about that with you guys as well. So I just want you guys to almost meet your peers in a way. So part of that is that. And go ahead and feel free to connect and read the reviews. There's a thing called reviews, and it's basically what you can see how people respond. Go ahead and get used to that. I want you to get used to the features and everything. So after perusing the site, I want you guys to go ahead and you're going to write a response essay. So a paragraph or two about basically what you discovered. So it's going to include your username, because I'm going to need to know that so I can read your stuff. Oh, that's right. You get to write fan fiction. I'm not joking. It's going to be awesome. So, so you are going to list your name, basically what your username is, and start thinking about what fan fiction you'd like to write. Maybe you really want to write Black Panther fan fiction, just because we watched that recently. We watched Shazam recently. Maybe you want to do that one. Star Wars, we really went into that one last semester. Or maybe there's a book, like I said, maybe you really, really love Harry Potter and you really want to get into that, and you're starting to think about that. I think the biggest thing I want for your response essay, to be honest with you, is, what does it mean? What does it look like to you? What kind of stories are you reading? What kind of things? If you go ahead and kind of research what is fan fiction, there's a lot of things out there what it is, and I can't wait to hear your responses. So when we meet on Wednesday, we're gonna kind of discuss that a little bit more. What does that look like? How has that evolved? Where's the foundation of it? And you might be surprised. It's actually really cool to find out how fan fiction started. And there's probably some fan fiction that you guys don't even know is fan fiction. So we're gonna talk about that. And kind of see where it evolves now in 2020, and what that looks like, and what that means, and what that means for authors of original work, and what that means for authors of fan fiction, to be honest with you. So it's kind of what I want you to go, and I really want you to think about that. Kind of, again, we're going to spend these probably 4 or 5 weeks roughly working on this. So start thinking now about which genre you want to do, which fan fiction you want to do. So maybe you do want to do Wonder Woman, or you do want to do Star Wars, or you do want to do Harry Potter, whichever one. I don't care. I really don't care what it is. Like, it's your story, it's your work. So I want you guys to think about where you want to fit into. And then if you hit on something that you're like, oh yeah, I really want to jump into this, start reading that particular, like, for example, okay, this was me. I was the student in this class. I'd be jumping headfirst into Jane Austen because I love her stuff, specifically Pride and Prejudice. So I would be reading every single Pride and Prejudice fan fiction there are, and there's a lot. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I'd be reading everything. And remember, I told you that in order to be a good writer, you have to be a good reader. Well, that means the fact that you have to have done your research. You have to have read things on there. You need to know what's already out there. So you, don't duplicate their work. So you can come up with your original twist to it. I know that's original fan fiction. It's kind of an oxymoron. But you need to come up with your part. So if you're going through, I'll throw Star Wars out there. If you're going through the Star Wars and maybe you pose, a lot of fan fiction is posing the what if. So maybe you pose the what if. What if Han Solo did not come back to rescue Luke at the end of A New Hope? What if he didn't? What if Han Solo just went back to Tatooine instead to pay off Jabba? How would the story be different? How would Empire Strikes Back be different? Or would he have found his way back? So I want you to start thinking, and now you're probably thinking, well, it would be like this, and then he'd be like this, and then Leia would have done this, and like, exactly, because that's what happens is with fan fiction, is you take any point in the story. It could be before the story, it could even be after the story. You'll see some sequel fan fiction, by the way, which is actually really, really, really common. But a lot of fan fiction is either sequel fan fiction, meaning what happens after the end, what happens after the happily ever after, or it's taking the story and finding a twist, like maybe instead of this pairing, maybe instead of her marrying this guy, she marries this guy instead. And you see that a lot in especially like the young adult fiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, so instead of Hermione marrying Ron, sorry, spoiler alert, she marries Harry. Okay, so what does that look like? How does their life end up together? So that's the kind of thing that you see a lot of times, is you can pose that. Would that have been a good choice? And how do you write that? And how do you put that on there? So I want you to start thinking about that. Where do you want to twist your story? Where do you want to take the original storyline and write something parallel, something twisted, something slightly off? And that's totally fine. That's what fan fiction's for. Fan fiction allows you to explore 1,000 different versions of what if. So start thinking what if. With Wonder Woman, for example, we watched Wonder Woman. Your what if might be, oh my gosh, your what if could take place a lot of things. Your what if, for example, might be, what if Steve didn't die? What if Steve, spoiler alert, what if Steve didn't die? What if he found a different way to take it out? What does that mean? What does that mean for Diana? What does that mean for the war? What does that mean for Ares? So again, you want to start thinking about that. There's a lot of things that you can do to play with that. And we're going to talk a whole lot more on Wednesday at 1. But also, if you have any questions, comment below, send me an SB message, save it for Wednesday. Let's start thinking now. So go read. And yes, by the way, they have, obviously you have the fanfiction.net on here, but they also have an app for your phone. So you can absolutely, once you have logged in and signed up for your account and you've maybe added stories, or maybe you're following stories or following authors that you like, all of that's there. Have fun, explore. But go ahead, and then you can log into the mobile app and actually get all your stories updated as they come. So directly in your mobile app. So I don't know, just throwing that out there. So start thinking now. We're just kind of stepping into this world. So it's a lot of introduction, and we'll talk more. So I miss you guys. I hope you're staying happy and healthy and safe and not fighting over toilet paper like a lot of the crazy people out there. And Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Okay, guys? Bye. Wash your hands.